For you and I, right, we deal with one of our daily needs, which is the need to go to the bathroom in a very convenient way, which means you go to the toilet, you flush, and you forget about it. And the reason you're able to forget about it is that the waste that you deposited goes into a massive underground sewer network, which is then connected to a municipal wastewater treatment plant. Think of it as a massive factory that turns the wastewater into clean water. And we're able to do that really well here in the United States because we have the ability to invest in the capital, in the infrastructure to make that happen. But for many parts of the world, that is simply not a reality yet. And the reason is that it's expensive to install, it requires clean water to move things through the sewer system, and also this massive infrastructure is very expensive to operate and maintain. So unfortunately, as a result, we have close to 3 billion people on the planet who are struggling with the lack of daily adequate sanitation needs. And that not only robs people of their dignity, but it's a tremendous health hazard. Every 15 seconds, a child dies from some type of waterborne illness. So we need to solve this, and we need to solve this not with 20th century solutions, but we need to solve this with 21st century solutions. So what we need to do is to be able to come up with a sanitation platform that is completely off the grid. We need to provide the best sanitation experience and protection for individuals with a technology platform that works off the grid, independent of electricity, sewers. And also we need to think of waste not as waste, but really as a resource, right? It's a recurring renewable resource that we can recover clean water, energy, and nutrients from that. And that can basically help us create a circular economy where we essentially deal with the problem and recycle everything and provide a renewable resource for communities. So after coming to USF about 15 years ago, I've been fortunate to have a really wonderful team of students working in our labs to help develop renewable water and energy solutions. And about the last 8 years, we've been able to team up with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, with support from the National Science Foundation and Environmental Protection Agency to really bring our vision into fruition, right? And that is to develop a compact waste treatment system that runs completely off the grid and is based on the latest technologies with bioreactors and membrane filtration. And the vision that we had was that we can come up with a very compact package that we can put in any community that needs this and to provide an off-the-grid solution.
So for me, it's been a fascinating journey. I started as an undergraduate research assistant within the lab, and I've been able to see the technology go from just a proof of concept all the way into a fully integrated system and one that's ready for commercialization. So for me, it's been really rewarding to see the technology grow as I grew as a researcher, and to see it go from a state of just a concept all the way to something that is ready for commercialization and ready to make an impact in the broader globe. Globally, many communities don't have any access to reliable electricity, and so we designed our system to run entirely off of solar power so that we don't need to have electricity for our system to operate.
We're at the point now that we have already commercialized the technology. We've been able to license the technology out to companies in India and also South Africa who are going to take the NEWgenerator technology and manufacture them locally, right? And this is, in order to scale the technology up, right, in the tech transfer process, you have to have local partners worldwide who can localize and optimize the technology, right, at the local context, and come up with the best way to deploy this in those countries or regions of interest. So we live on a very crowded planet with a lot of global challenges, right? And these challenges are related to clean water, energy, sanitation, food production, land scarcity, and now you have on top of that the effects of climate change. So this makes sustainable development very challenging and difficult. But this also gives us the motivation to come up with technologies that can work under these very challenging constraints. So some of the most difficult places on earth to develop solutions for are the slums. Right? Slums are areas around mega cities where you have people living in informal settlements. Most of the time they don't own the land. You have a lot of people crowded into very small space, and oftentimes the services that are normally made available to communities are lacking in those places. So in slums, you might not have reliable electricity, if you have electricity at all. You might be lacking clean water, you might be lacking adequate sanitation, and then you have the problems of overcrowding, where to put anything on site is challenging. So it's with places like slums in mind that we thought about how can we deliver solutions that can work off the grid independently, be compact enough that we can provide a solution that will, say, work with slum dwellers. So to give them the safety and the convenience of, say, water-based sanitation that normally we take for granted, meaning flush toilets. Go Bulls!
Go Bulls!